Hi guys, this is Macrostar here, and this is the first episode of the CSS series. And this includes some HTML. So in this video, we're gonna be going over how to make buttons in CSS. So I have a window open, a Visual Studio's window open here with two files, index.html and buttons.css, and I've got the live server updating right here. So I already have some brief HTML down in here, and this video is going to be based on styling the buttons. So I'm going to start off by calling the classes. In index.html, then you can already see that I have an href tag with a class of button. So we're going to say dot button with, inside the brackets, we're going to have a border radius of 4 pixels, a background color of hashtag F0FFFF, so a whitish color, and then no border, along with a color of aquamarine teal 008000808, right here, 008080. After that, we're gonna text align center to make the text inside the button centered, semicolon, and then font size 28 pixels according to padding. I have also a padding of 20 pixels and a width of 200 pixels. Transition all 0.5 seconds. And then this line over here will basically transform your cursor into a pointer when you click the button. So as you can see, I made a little mistake here. Up here, I have to use the colon. So after cursor pointer, we're gonna create one last margin of 5 pixels on each side, just to center out everything. And we're done with our first button. As you can see, we named the next button with a class of button 2. So we're gonna have to name the next button button 2, but we're not done yet. We're gonna say button span when we click on the button. This is just for animation now. I'm adding a little bit of animation in this tag. Inline block, position, relative, transition, 0.5 seconds. So the transition will be a smooth, clear 0.5 seconds. Now we're done with the span. Now dot button dot span span after inside the brackets, content slash 00bb, semicolon, position absolute, and the opacity of the button is 0. Top 0, right negative 20 pixels. And the transition once again with the smooth half-second. Now we're gonna say what happens when we hover over the button. So what will happen when we hover over the button is dot. First we gotta create the class dot button hover span. Inside that we're gonna say padding right 25 pixels. After that we're almost done with the first button. Gonna say dot button hover span after. And there is no spacing between button and hover. And there is no spacing between span and after. Inside that we're gonna say opacity 1, right 0. I'm gonna start button 2 now. We're gonna do almost the same thing, just different styles, just for nice, clear precision. Button 1. This is button 2. Basically, we're gonna copy paste almost. So I'm gonna copy this, Control C, then Control V. Now we're gonna change and twerk some things. Instead of saying button 2 everywhere, we're gonna say button 2 everywhere now. Instead of saying button 2, and all the tags. And border radius 4 pixels still. The background color of this button, we're gonna have it be FF0000. The border none. The color, I'm gonna have it be FFFFF. White type. Text align center. Font size 28 pixels still. Everything the same. Yep, nothing else different in this tag. We're gonna not change anything in this tag either, and not in this one either. So basically everything else is clear for the looks of our button. After that, we're gonna have button 3, which copy paste again, but instead of saying button 2, we're gonna call it button 3. We're gonna call the class. Oh, actually, I accidentally changed that. Let me Control Z. Okay. Now, in button 3, we're gonna say button 3, call the class hover span and hover span after. So basically, using all these classes names, using the class name and then the animation. Like when you hover over it, then what will happen after you hover over it. So after that, we are basically done with animating our buttons. Now I'll show you in the index.html file what we basically did. We actually had href tags with, and this line right here, this target equals underscore blank, will open up the target for the link will be a new tab. So it'll open it up in a new tab. That way it won't divert the attention of your audience from one page to another. So after that, rel, no opener, no referer, and the class. These are all the classes that I used. Then span the name of each, the text inside each of the buttons will be open Google, open YouTube, open Gmail. Each of these links are for Google, YouTube, Gmail. So when we refresh this, it should open the buttons, but I realized one mistake. I accidentally imported the wrong file. It should be buttons.css. So now most of the styles are implemented. Also, I forgot to change up the Gmail button, so I'm going to change up the colors right now in button 3. I'm going to change the color of the button to a light green. Hashtag 7FF00. 7F triple F actually. Still border none. Then the gray, I'm gonna have a gray border color. 808080. After that, everything's the same. So now we have 3 animated and linked buttons with the effects. So when you hover over this first button, open Google, span, this opens this little arrow as a cool hover effect. Span after and span. Button, hover, span after. So when you click, now these are also linked, so they also work. When you click on this, it'll open up Google. When you click on this, it'll open up YouTube. And when you click on this, it'll open up Gmail just like it should. So that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit a like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome uploads.